Hello, welcome to Polyphonic Press. I'm Jeremy Boyd, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new album by the Dave Matthews Band entitled Away from the World. Here we go. So the Dave Matthews Band are an alternative band from the 1990s. They had some huge hits with songs like Crash Into Me and What Would You Say, and they've sort of remained in the underground, although sort of bubbling up to the mainstream a little every so often. And this is their newest album. This album starts off with a song called Broken Things, and right away it sounds like a classic Dave Matthews song. And that's really accredited to the whole band. You know, it has the full band playing on it, and it's accompanied by things like trumpets and violins and things like that, and saxophones as well, which is really cool. It's really kind of like a mini orchestra, and it feels like each part was planned out in advance. It doesn't really feel like you just sort of slapped everything together. It feels like every part was planned out. But on the other hand, these guys have been playing together for, well over 20 years, and it is possible that they could really improvise well together, but it's more likely that each part was planned out in advance, and they really took their time and took great care in getting the sounds right, and each part up to perfection. My favorite song on the album is the second song. It's called Belly Belly Nice. And it's sort of a jazzy kind of funk kind of thing going on, especially with the trumpets and the saxophones and the parts that are played on this song. It's kind of paying tribute to bands like Sly and the Family Stone and Parliament and all those funk bands from the 70s era. Sort of paying tribute to that, but also, putting in their own elements. And Dave Matthews is playing an acoustic guitar, which you wouldn't really hear on a Parliament record or a Sly and the Family Stone record, but you would hear it on a Dave Matthews record. And so those two sounds are sort of coming together to create something new. The reason that I really like this song is because it kind of hooks you into the rest of the record, and it sort of makes you say, what else is on this thing? And it really hooks you in deep. The first single from the album is a song called Mercy, and it's got this repeating sort of chord kind of thing that goes throughout the whole song. It's kind of like a Indian music where you have this drone sort of playing under the whole song, but it's not really a drone. There is a little bit of rhythm to it as well. That kind of sort of gives the foundation to the song, and then the whole band kind of builds upon that. Lyrically, this song is really pretty political, but it's not really taking any side or anything like that. It's more about how Dave Matthews sees the world, and it's sort of like how the world is screwed up, and there's a longing in Dave Matthews' voice of how he wishes the world were a better place, how people would be more loving, more accepting of people, and things like this, which, we all wish the world was like that. But it's nice to hear a song about it and put it into terms where everybody can sort of enjoy the song and not feel like they're being bombarded or overwhelmed or hit over the head with a strong political message. It's more a message of peace, love, and understanding. Although the song is about how the world is very screwed up, towards the end there is still a light at the end of the tunnel. You can sort of see a solution to the problem. The other song that was released as a single from this album is a song called If Only. And to be honest, this was kind of a weaker spot for me. It's a good song and everything, but it's a little more straightforward, a little more streamlined, and I felt like it doesn't really live up to the rest of the songs on the record. It kind of feels like filler, and I'm kind of surprised that they actually chose this as the single. Like I said, it's not a bad song, but it's not as good as the rest of the album. It really wasn't too memorable for me, and I felt like they could have left this song off the album. And there is a deluxe version of this album that was released with sort of bonus tracks. I feel like if they had replaced one of those bonus tracks with this song, I think the album would have been a little stronger. That's just my opinion, but I feel like this was a bit of a weaker spot on the album. Towards the end of the album, there's a song called Snow Outside, and it really captures the essence of this album and the essence of this band in that they're really not afraid to sort of step outside their comfort zone a little bit. It's slower and a little more acoustic bass. One thing that I think sets this song apart is it has actually got a National steel guitar played with a slide, which is heard in a lot of American country and Western music. especially songs from like the 40s and 50s, before electric guitars really became prominent in music. You would use a national steel guitar. So it's sort of paying tribute to older music, and it's something that really isn't heard very often anymore. And I think it gives it a little bit of an edge and sets it apart from the rest of the songs on the album, or really the rest of the songs that are being produced today. The production on this album is top-notch, and everything is mixed really well, and you can tell that, again, like I said, they took their time mixing this album as well. It doesn't feel like it was just slapped together. It feels like every sound was planned out and labored over, albeit it was a labor of love. It feels like they really worked hard to get the sounds on this album and really took their time, and really you can tell that a lot of care went into putting this record together. The album is chock full of really great tunes and some very classic haunting lyrics as well. I really like this album, and I think this is a great band, so I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. So anyway, that's what I thought about the album. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or with a video response. Now, before I go, I want to let you guys know about the Polyphonic Press podcast. We've been doing it for a couple weeks now, and what it is it's with my best friend John, and we take news articles and we sort of dissect them and talk about them. We're not reporting on the news, but we're more discussing the news, sort of like a news magazine show. And we're also listed on the iTunes store, which is kind of exciting. So you can search us on iTunes. Just search Polyphonic Press, and it'll come up. You'll recognize the logo. And you can I'll also leave a link in the description to the website where you can listen to the podcast there as well. Sort of working out the bugs a little bit with sound quality and things like that, but we're still learning, and it's a lot of fun. And if you followed me for a while, you know I've wanted to do a podcast, but I just didn't work out because of copyright issues. I wanted to play songs, but it just didn't work out. So definitely check that out. And that's what's going on. I want to do more things rather than just doing videos. I want to do podcasts as well and things like that. So that is sort of my opportunity to do things like that. So definitely check that out. And I guess that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.